Hail and well met! Welcome to Westgate Irregulars, Fearful Symmetry. I'm your DM, Aaron M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels Saga and Empire of Exiles. And I'm excited to take these guys deep into the heart of Shadow Aglarond and, as Ilya puts it, a bunch of prissy wizards having a party. Before we get started, though, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Farida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels Saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Epic, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. If you're here and you already know about Idle Champions, then maybe you also know that you can get an Electrum chess code just for stopping by. The code's at the bottom of the screen, or you can type in !code and get a version you can just copy and paste right in. So grab that, see what you get, and then hang around for our story. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can find out more at idlechampions.com.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy is Rhiannon Held, and space opera is RZ Held. And right now, I'm hoping to be part of a big sale, but even if I'm not, I have two of my standalone urban fantasy novels on sale, and my first novella in the space opera series. So if you want to check those out, I will try to be around to put a link in the chat when we're live. I also have two dice partners to tell you about. Nurse Foundry specializes in metal dice. When you roll them, it feels like you're skillfully smashing the rigid armor of the monster horde. You can find their dice and accessories at norsefoundry.com. Phoenix Dice is named for the creature that rises from the ashes because they use all recycled materials. You can find their dice and accessories at phoenixdice.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Yang Yang Wang, and I am playing Stog MacGuck, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir to the Murder Bear tribe.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm playing Sturge, who is an arcane trickster diviner, and what else is he? I guess that's really about it. Oh, God in hiding. Thank you.
Mother to be.
And mother to be expecting.
I'm Trevor Bettis. I'm the writer for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, and I'm playing Florin Morin, who's 100% a warlock.
All right, so in our last session, you guys made your way across the Sea of Fallen Stars, going in the opposite direction from what you expect, because this world is still mirrored. You arrived in Veltalar, which is Artemisia and, Sturge is from Aglarond, but not necessarily Veltalar. But that's the big city. So, went there, found Artemisia's shadow and her lovely family, and her very sympathetic stepmother, and found out she's having a party. So you guys have decided you're going to infiltrate this party. Okay, so we have two plans. Florin and Artemisia. You are going to go seek out Shadow Artemisia and try to procure an invitation to the party to replace the guests that have canceled. And Sturge and Stong, last I heard, you guys wanted to go audition to be the entertainment for the party. All right. Florin and Artemisia, let's start with you. So, you guys went pretty hard when you got to Aglarond, so I'm assuming that you have found an inn to stay in, you have slept, got your full rest, and have intentions to go seek out Artemisia this morning. You discovered, based on Sturge's sneakery, that she works for her stepmother. Which, if it matches the real world, Artemisia, you know that Arcelea has offices in the Symbol's palace in the middle of the city, where the Symbark Council and their subordinates work in the government. All right, so you guys leave the inn, ready to go. Anything you want to do before you head out?
I think discussing kind of the plan of so Artemisia's going to have the mask that uses disguise self. I have the Eldritch Invocation. Do you have an idea of who you're gonna disguise yourself as, or just some random person you make up again?
That is true, because you had a new dawn, so if you want to make any adjustments.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like she would want to sort of sound Florin out as far as oh, this is a bustier kind of woman that I know than me. he would
do
have no idea what the correct answer to that is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
Yeah, and I think Florin
Wish
is in
Cecilia was
such like
here with you.
is in like such Harper mode of like making a plan, infiltration. This is what I do. Like not even catching on at all. It's just like, oh yeah, that sounds great.
well, she'll go with Avena again, who's the woman that she served all the time at the shop. So just human, somewhat curvy, but that's not hard in comparison to Artemisia. And then, are you planning to do Viscaris again?
Yes, because I'm thinking that he's probably the person he can act the most like recently because he spent a bunch of time with him. No, chat, that is not a promise that I'm doing a B. Dave Walters impression.
Do it.
I was teasing B-Dave that he should just play in this session, and that would be Florin.
Yeah, we'd have him with the
That'd be
video off.
hilarious.
I
For
just
the last
open my
minute.
Well, Artemisia is clearly like weirded out by this, but Florin, you should know that like when she first saw you as Viscaris, or first sees you as Viscaris, she has never like actually met him in person. She's just working from Cecilia's description. So she's a little sort of like, oh, that's what you're really like. Okay.
I am gonna have Florin roll a check to see if he even notices this because he still hasn't pieced it together.
Yeah.
And just for the audience, if you've missed B-Dave play Viscaris, Viscaris is a strikingly handsome, black-skinned half-elf nobleman from Waterdeep. He is very posh.
Aaron, tell me, does a 14 let Florin notice that?
That's an Artemisia question. How good are
Does
you
a
hiding?
14 see that?
I mean, I would think 14 would get that like she's off balance, but I
Okay.
don't know it would get you why.
There you
Okay,
go.
there we
She
go.
might be like really just very flustered at how good you look. She might also be,
Yep, he is.
expecting. You don't really know that she's never met Viscaris, I think. You just know that Viscaris randomly got all these weird letters from this woman that were kind of sweet and charming and
That
strange.
he has not read.
Yeah, Viscaris hasn't seen them, so this is a puzzle.
Yep.
And if I'm assuming that Viscaris has at points mentioned Cecilia, and the vibe is definitely my obnoxious little sister more than anything. So whatever, if at any point it's like, oh, Cecilia told me about Viscaris, definitely you're like, okay, I don't know what that means either. These people have weird relationships. All right, so you stroll through the city of El Talar. It's a beautiful morning. Just a little cool, there's still a little humidity in the air coming off of the docks, because this is a harbor city. Although, where the harbor is, this world needs to stop having catastrophes. 'Cause first the sea receded, then the sea filled back up. So everything's a little stable now, at least. And you make your way through this beautiful city that has definitely been ornamented with magical talents. There's a lot of filigree that doesn't seem like it should hold itself up. It's got a kind of like an elven vibe. If you've ever traveled to an elven city, which I know Artemisia, you've been to the ruins of Mithranor, but it's also, you can kind of tell having gone there, this is a little like, the realm's equivalent of Orientalism. Like, we took something we thought was cool and we put it here. There are a lot of half-elves in Aglarond, but they have sort of been here as half-elves for a long time. Their connection to that is distant. And also, this is not the kind of elves that live in Aglarond. This is looking like somebody went on vacation to Mithranor and came back with ideas. But you make your way to the Symbol's Palace, which is a monument in this city that has stood for hundreds and hundreds of years. Long, long ago, the Witch Queen of Aglarond ruled here and kept it safe from Fae. She died, or disappeared, really, long, long ago. And her Symbarks, the wizards that sort of supported her, ended up forming a council. And these are the people that rule Aglarond now. Marcelea is not a Symbark. Marcelea is a step below something called an Amark, but she has offices here, and she sort of assists in executing the rulings of the Symbarks and other minor things. It's complicated, and frankly, knowing how Artemisia has responded to pressures to get into the Westgate politics, I'm gonna guess you didn't care that much. You probably tried. Because it seems like something you should care about.
Correct.
But also, bureaucracy is more than just lists. Okay. So anything you want to do before you go in?
I mean, just kind of like put on the act of the people that we are.
Yeah. And you guys have discussed how you're going to do this, right? You're not going to go in with two separate stories. Wait, actually, I take it back. Do whatever you want.
I do think on the walk over, like, just to like keep up appearances, Florin would have like put out his arm for her and kind of said that his plan currently is to say, oh, we're here for the day. We heard about a lovely party going on and thought we could use some entertainment for the night. So we thought, what the heck? Why not try and see if we can get an invitation? Just be very forward in that way of like, yeah, no, we are so high and mighty on ourselves. We just thought we could get invited to a party the day of. Any concerns about that one?
I mean, so Artemisia would suggest that that's like step 2, and she would say like, I'm going to go in with a like, we were at school together, and see if an invitation manifests.
Ooh,
and then
love
you
it.
come in if one doesn't and say, hey, we're free tonight.
I love that idea. I will hang back and wait for your signal.
Stand there and look posh.
Yes. You just
I like it.
All right. Okay. So you go in. The protocol here is that you kind of go up to the desk and ask to be taken to who you want to speak to. And you know this because you've definitely visited Marcelea many times. Again, the space looks very similar to in the real world. It's just backwards. Which is a little disorienting, but it still feels very much like the Symbol's palace. And I wonder, Artemisia, walking into your stepmother's place of work, what's going through your head?
So definitely like kind of like girding for battle, basically. Like, don't like coming here, don't like talking to Marcelea at the best of times, but like on her own turf is even worse. If though, like, definitely she will not raise her voice as much when people are listening next door, so there is that. But she's definitely sort of like not drawing in on herself, but like really super tensed up, like she is expecting a blow, even though it's not a physical blow.
Because this is what Marcelea like wanted for you, is to follow her into this space, and you're kind of about to see what happens if you did that. So a page leads you up the stairs and down a winding hallway to an office. They rap on the door and they open it and they say, Lady Terroron, young Lady Terroron, you have some visitors? And you hear yourself say, send them in. It opens to an office. It's not huge, but it's nicely appointed, and it does have a window. And you see yourself stand up and kind of reach out to greet you. She's wearing sort of like work robes. She's clearly got stuff to do today that involves, maybe being a little bit messy, we'll say. But they are impeccably tailored. She knows how to make herself look good. And actually, Artemisia, give me a perception check.
Okay.
My perception check sees a black cat in the screen. Got an extra player.
I was writing notes and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I just kept seeing something move.
Yeah, let's give her a cat. Why not? She's got a cat. Jumps on the table.
Oh, there we go.
She picks it up and says, "Oh, sweetie, no, not right now." Puts the cat down. Is there a
So I
name
got-
this cat? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The perception check is 4, and the cat is Ember.
Cat is Ember. Okay. And okay, with a 4, you this is you. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I like this better because I was gonna give you a really low thing, but I think you have advantage because you know yourself so well.
Sure.
So all differences will be very, very easy to spot. And if you can't, you're just really thrown. You're really thrown, Artemisia.
I mean,
But here's what you really notice.
there's a cattail in your face.
Yes, this cat is jumping on you. It seems to really like you. Like the cat seems, she's like, oh, she's not usually so forward. This Artemisia doesn't have scales.
Of course she doesn't.
She's got her sleeves rolled up quite high. So there are definitely several differences, but this one is the glaring one. There's not a sign of it. Sorry, did we have an appointment? I didn't have it on my schedule.
I wanted to stop by. You see, I'm Avena, and this is my associate, Lord Viscaris Amikil, and she says the name of the finishing school that Artemisia and she went to. And I know you won't remember me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be that person who comes up to you and says, do you remember our time together? But
of course I remember you. We had classes together. Do you remember what was the name of the teacher in that one class we had?
And she'll like rattle off like a couple of different teachers and the classes and sort of like, oh yeah, and do you remember the student at the time? I was a year below you. I'm sorry. Again, I no wish to presume at all, but you always really impressed me.
It's always nice to see a fellow. What's a great mascot for a finishing school?
Banana slugs.
Nice to see a fellow banana slug.
Oh my god. My high school, no joke, our mascot was the slugs. Oh no, the snails. We were the snails.
I feel like we should pick something like more iconically Gnomesy, but
well,
first
banana
things in,
slugs, that's Santa Cruz, I think.
good. Yep.
Or Santa Barbara?
Well, what about like pseudo dragons? I feel
Pseudo
like
dragon. There we go.
that's a good
almost
one.
dragon,
Yeah.
Nice
but not
to
too pretentious.
see a fellow pseudo dragon. Well, are you visiting for long?
Just for a couple days. We found ourselves at something of a loose end tonight, and I don't know if you're busy. Perhaps we could catch up. Well, of course, if you're not busy.
Well, I was having a little get together. What is it you're doing these days?
She's gonna look at Florin because you seem like you might have some kind of cover. Viscaris's cover.
Yeah, I think Florin would just talk about like what Viscaris does in Waterdeep.
You remember what Viscaris does in Waterdeep?
I absolutely do not remember what he did.
So Viscaris,
I mean, I don't. Florin has keen mind.
No big deal.
Viscaris's cover is he is the son of a very old and well-positioned Waterdavian family, and also he handles their wine business. So, but if you let me give her
I think Florin would give that off and say that Artemisia, who she's posing as, helps with the transport of those things. We're and say something that's like, yes, we're because you use the word associate, I think you said, and I'd have him say, yes, we're associate, and be very hinting about that.
Oh no! Did you say Amicile?
Yes.
Of the Waterdeep Amiciles?
Yes.
Oh.
God, Florin is just like, God, I hope they're good people over here.
I believe your sister, Lady Jadzia, is acquainted with my stepmother, through diplomatic things.
I believe I've heard the name.
Wonderful. Well, perhaps you could join us. The party's at Tharsun. It's a little get together, dancing, dinner, some entertainment. There'll be very important people there, but I'm sure you can handle being important, Lord Amkyle. She's kind of like zoomed in on Viscaris as the guy with the social import, which is rude, but
We would be honored, and so
but we don't want to
Do you-
impose. Are you sure it's fine?
do you need somewhere to stay?
oh
We
we
do
we,
have guest rooms.
that would be. She's gonna like look at Flora and be like, "That would be
Flora-
quite good."
Yeah, Flora's gonna give you a look like I will go with whatever you're going with here.
Well, if you'd like, you can show up early. I'll have someone make up one of the rooms. No pressure. But I'd love to catch up about school days, and I'd love to hear what Lady Jadzia thinks of our trade suggestions. How much does Florin know about the wine business?
I mean, he probably knows enough to get by because he does read the messages that come through for Viscaris, and not all of them are Harper messages, and some of them are actual work messages. So,
All right. So at this point, the door opens again. No knock, and you see Marcelea standing in the door with another wizard kind of behind her, holding kind of like a notebook. She says, "Mia, dear, we're in a hurry." And then she looks at you, and she sort of frowns. She says, "Do I know you?" To Artemisia.
I can't think that we have met. I'm from Westgate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we have a tight schedule to keep, so she looks over at Artemisia. She's like, "When you're finished, I'll be waiting. Don't take too long." And she heads off down the passage.
Well, thank you so much for your kind offer, and we will catch up with you at the house later today.
Oh, let me give you the address. And she writes it down
Yes, that would be
on a
good.
piece of paper, and hands it over to you. Make me another perception check.
can both of us do it, or
Yeah, both of you can do it.
I got 21.
Okay, Florin, we're counting on you.
So Artemisia, she's handing it to you. You take it, but as she does, Florin, you notice she's not actually wearing a ring right now.
Interesting. Okay. I think I am just going to hold that information to myself for right now. Or I guess I know we have the. Do we have the mental link? Would you have set that up
Mhm.
before we left?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Been eavesdropping this whole time.
This is what happens when we have to prep things at 10:30 in the morning. We're not quite on the game yet. I do think I would say in the telepathic link she doesn't have the ring on.
So Artemisia will immediately like look down at her hand, maybe in a little bit sort of like weird way, but
Not in a weird way.
Okay. I'm going to give her. Hang on a second.
I was like, what features do I have that could help me right now? Eldritch Smite. There we go.
Come on. Did that do something? Oh, it did. She sees you looking at her
Oh.
hands. And she goes, "Oh, it. We have to go. This job is sometimes a little messy. Normally I have better jewelry on,
totally.
and wait for the manicure until after you're done with the mud."
True enough. Yes.
but I should go. So she kind of escorts you out of her office, and she doesn't leave right away after you. She seems like maybe she's taking care of some stuff. What would you like to do?
Well, so through the telepathic link, just in case, say maybe it's like on her desk somewhere. We could like search here, because if she took it off before she got like into her, ropes to get dirty in, then it could be like on her desk somewhere.
Did I hear you correctly? The shadow stepped out of the room.
She's not stepped out yet.
She's
She
not stepped
kind
out.
of eased you guys out.
I will give a glance over the desk since I'm standing, kind of see if I can see anything from where I am.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Okay.
Or investigation.
Ooh. I'd rather do perception, but it's still not great. I got 12.
It's just like, you just see stacks of papers, and then she sort of pulls out some sort of bag and drops it on top, and
Oh, yeah.
that's what you see. It's just a big
yeah.
old purse kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess we just go.
Yeah. So say, give the pleasantries and that we thank her so much, and we'll meet her at her residence later.
All right. So you make your way out of the Symbols Palace, and you have until Tharsun, which is about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, to prep for the party. Okay, Stong and Sturge, you have a different plan. You'd like to go be the entertainment for this party, which means you're gonna have to audition, you think, or at least just make an argument.
We've heard from the local entertainers guild that there's a big party, and that we need to probably, the way things normally go is you show up at the back door where the butler is or the butler's helper is doing the interviews, and you do your thing.
All
I
right.
figure, we set up our amp and
Oh, yes, the amp for the puppet show, of course.
I was thinking,
Have
Stone.
you guys discussed what you're gonna do here?
I was thinking, you go with this. Juggling. I can do it without taking my eyes off of the crowd. I don't have to pay attention to the balls or anything. I can do it on one foot. I can do it on one hand and still pay attention to what everyone's doing. And then you could do cool musical stuff, and I could try to interpret your music into my juggling,
Oh,
Bounce.
yes.
I could bounce a ball off your drum. I could bounce a ball off of you, maybe off your belly. We could practice that a little bit. It'd be like a little, a little body humor. It'd be
Right.
good.
And I could just contort you into interesting positions to help you get a better angle to eavesdrop on conversations.
Yes. Yes.
You hear through the telepathic link, just watch, a week from now, interpretive juggling is going to be all across the Sword Coast.
It's going to be hot.
Okay.
Oh, but we should to do this properly, I need a sort of spandex unitard.
Oh, I've always wanted one of those too.
Just I need to keep the arms and legs bare, but maybe Artemisia can help us find this.
Well, when we were crossing a bunch of different dress shops the other day, I happened to see one on the way.
Yes. Excellent.
All right.
I was like, wow, a whole shop for like spandex unitards. Whatever could be the use of that? But like, lo and behold.
Fashion in Aglarond is very different than fashion in Westgate.
So shall we go knock on the servant's door and see what we get?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Let me pull up this map, but make just a tiny...
Wait, you have a map of a spandex leotard shop?
Oh, I thought you were knocking on the servant's door. I thought you were going to audition and then purchase the spandex outfit.
Oh, gotcha.
Do you want to be like fully in your look before you show up?
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Tights.
It'd be impressive.
Tights and what else? tights.
Just tights.
Just tights. Just tights.
The entire David Bowie look from Labyrinth.
Yes, I want
Oh
a high
my.
collar. I want a cape. I want it all.
You even
Okay.
pay someone to like stand behind you with the same colored spandex so you can do the little juggling of the marbled things.
Okay.
I'm thinking, yes, either just outlandish and colorful, like a jester, or spandex. Just tight fitting, colorful tights. Possibly Where's Waldo? You know, just big stripes all the way down the legs and down the arms to the cuffs. That could be good.
Not
that
like a
cat.
jester. Okay, got it. Okay.
All right. So you're gonna go get an outfit before. Okay.
We're gonna get candy striped outfits. Matching
Candy striped
Yes.
outfits.
matching candy striped outfits.
All right. All right. Yeah, I think that this is possible. You sorry, hang on a second. You go, you get your look on. Why can't I move this map?
Oh, incidentally, are we on the Westgate Irregulars or the Westgate Side Stories?
We are in Westgate Side Stories for
Okay.
this one because that's the one I have DM permissions on.
Okay, good. I just have the cover page still. I guess that's what everyone must have.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, I haven't moved it yet. I'm trying
Okay.
to make sure because I didn't think about which door you would try. So the servant's door space was not sort of prepared properly, but here we go.
Yeah, we can just,
No, you're fine. I just had
Yeah.
literally it was I need to move some tokens around
Oh,
and make them be the right space and then make sure that you can see things. Okay. All right. You go back to the Thalance Terroron Manor. Sorry, Artemisia, I fully forgot your last name for a second. And I'm gonna put you here. Oh no, don't go clicking. Just grab the little thing. All right. So, and since you are planning, no, I dropped it. There it is. Okay. Since you are planning to go in the servant's entrance, this is the map. Okay. And let me make a couple more things visible because you can totally see the outside of this house. That's not a problem. It's the inside. So there is this path around the outside. That. Why are you not doing the thing?
Wow, what a lovely.
Because I'm on the wrong bit. Okay. So this path that goes around the outside, and it leads up here to this set of stairs that one goes up and one goes down, and you see a door there. This seems to be the servant's entrance.
Right.
Okay. And where are you guys? Why don't I have you guys? Let me grab you.
What do you think,
I don't know how
Stone?
much you're gonna have to move around, but let's just start this as we intend to continue.
Is there a magnificent statue of some radiant creature laying on its side, like it is there?
Oh yes.
So I would like to admire that statue for a moment and take in any details.
It is a statue of some kind of mermaid type creature. It seems kind of androgynous and sad. There's probably a story behind this. But it moves you. Actually, here, how about this? Make me an insight check.
Okay, yeah, I specifically want to recall if there's anything that's actually resonant to either the Terroron residents, their history, or the mythology of this city that we could
Okay.
weave into our song and dance.
Okay. 16. Well, for one thing, it really is working. You feel the sadness of this figure. You are not immediately sure you know of any famous mer creatures, But you do know that frequently on these harbor cities, you get these sad stories about like sea elves, for example, falling in love with people on the shore, and it's just too hard and too different because you can't bring your boo back to the bottom of the Sea of Fallen Stars. And you think that this, when you look at it, you think this is definitely a sea elf in a position of lament. They have been taken from the home that they love and understand and wish to return to, but they remain for love, which maybe is not enough. And so this is, it really makes you feel that being trapped between worlds kind of sadness. It does not resonate with anything Artemisia has told you about the Tararan family, but that feels like something you could kind of understand Artemisia being into, especially if the things that are different here were different, right? You know your friend, and you know what her stepmother wanted from her, and you know what Artemisia wants for herself. You know what Artemisia tells you she wants for herself? You can see this being messy.
Yeah, this definitely resonates with what Stong feels like this current Artemisia and his Artemisia, like the topics that they tackle with growing up.
So, are we going for maudlin? Is that the idea? I can do some maudlin juggling. Do a lot of weaving.
I think that's a great idea to keep in your back pocket. We could just see like which way the wind blows. We could read the judge and figure out if that vibes with them.
I've got it. All right. I brought my puppets with me. I have 8 puppets of various, all the types. The sad queen, the drunken king, the amorous knight, the fair maid, all of these. I will juggle my puppets, and periodically one of them will land on a hand and begin speaking. And the story they will tell as I juggle will be one of love lost and great barriers that were too great to overcome in love, and that sort of tripe that people like to listen to. And we'll make them cry. Stong, can you do things in a minor key?
I'll try. I can also provide some minor illusory backup.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, just improvise. I think we've got this.
Oh yeah, easy, no problem. I think we're completely prepared. Let's go.
All right. So you knock on the door. Okay, hang on a second. There we go. Those layers, man. All right. And it opens. To a woman. She's wearing a very sort of sedate outfit. She has medium brown skin. Her hair is sort of tied up on her head with a very fetching scarf. And she looks you over and she says, "If this is one of those cults going around, we are not interested."
Oh, is this not a cult at all, milady. Let me present to you the one and only Stong, the crooner, and the wonderful, magnificent Krabbin, the juggling puppeteer.
Now, Sturge, is this a wall around the edge?
Yeah, there's a cistern there.
Sorry,
that part's not visible. There you go. There's a cistern.
Okay. I can see the cistern. Okay. So Sturge is actually on the wall juggling, and he's going to he's going to really focus on making this some sort of intensely amazing juggling. So he's got 8 puppets flying in a circle. He's got one going really high while the others keep spinning in a circle. And then he catches the one that going really high and then sends a different one really high. And then he balances one on his foot while bouncing on the wall on the other foot. And he's just like, We heard you're having a party. We happen to be specialists in party entertainment.
She looks you both over. She closes the door.
Oh,
Oh,
not.
A moment later, the door
Oh.
opens.
Still going, still going.
You
prestidigitation, a light sound of clapping after Sturge does a big move.
Nice touch, nice touch. You open the door, and Sturge, you will recognize Mr. Kuros from the foyer before with Florin. Opens the door, looking confused, and it looks for both of you and says, Priska says there's some miscreants that we need to chase off, but something about the entertainment. Are you the entertainment hired for the party?
Sturge will begin in a sonorous voice, reciting something that sounds like an epic poem of loss and grief. Of course, it's just something he's memorized from other plays, but he's just tweaking it a little bit. So, and he's going to use the puppets as they come by to have them speak a line, and then alter puppets, grab a different voice, and so on. And let Stong do the pitch.
Stong will say, as you can easily tell by my friend and I, we are absolutely 100% the entertainers that you hired for the evening. You will make all of your guests weep with the magnificence of our performance.
I need to stop you there. It is not my party. It is the master and mistress's party. I have nothing to do with this.
Oh, my bad. You just seemed so magnanimous, so magnificent, so noble in your demeanor that my friend and we honestly mistook you for the master of the house.
This actually mollifies him slightly. He seems to take a lot of pride in his look. He says, well, if you're with the others, they're practicing upstairs. I suppose I can lead you in through this way. It shows a proper humility. Come with me. And he leads you this way, and as you walk, I will will reveal the spot, so you can probably see down this hallway.
Right, this guy's got a soft spot for flattery. We gotta remember that.
And this part.
Well done, Stong.
I just thought about what it is that you would say if you weren't busy telling your stories.
Is this woman from Downton Abbey? Is this the baker from Downton Abbey?
That woman is definitely the one
Pastry
that looked
chef.
like a housemaid.
Oh, is that Dolomita? Dolo.
That is not. Domitilla, you
Domitilla.
see, is over... Why is this not making the circle? This is Domitilla from before, standing with... This seems to be the cook. They are rapidly preparing stuff. This lady is helping out by sort of poking things that are on the fire and checking them. And you see the woman from before who is clearly in charge of things, going down a checklist of things that should be done. As you're going, this man kind of hurries across with an armful of things for the chef and goes in there. So
Whoa. Does he give off like a real suspicious vibe like his token does right there? Like that's a dude. Yeah, that just dude that's giving off sus vibes.
that dude does not seem to like his job very much, and has very dark circles under his eyes as though he is not sleeping well.
Did you know you have a vampire in the house?
What? This
Just
is
kidding.
Westgate. All right. So you move down here, and you bump into, coming down the stairs. Actually, is he on the right layer? No, he's not. Never mind. He doesn't bump into him coming down the stairs. Never mind. Okay, so at that point, let me switch. Talk to each other or the guy, I guess.
Yes. Please remind us, if you would, the other performers that we should be expecting here.
Well, the gnome and the dancer.
Right, of course. That's Eberwiffle.
Lord Eberwin is not a performer.
Oh, are you sure? I could have sworn he was a mummer of some kind.
Well, you wouldn't hear Lady Tararon say that.
Oh, all right. Well,
Um,
Stong here is quite a musician as well. We have much to offer. Do you have perhaps a piano or a?
we do. Yes.
That's lovely, Stong.
I
Could you
play an excellent sad drum as well.
Yes, he's tuned it for
love-
tragedy.
Sturge,
Yes,
for the
mhm.
record, as you're walking,
Hmm.
you've noticed this morning that whatever is growing inside of you seems to be getting bigger.
Does it show? Do I show?
You checked, you looked at yourself, and you swear it looks fuller. I don't know if you're willing to ask someone else what they think. I'm not sure if oh, maybe you are the only one who can really tell. There's
In these
definitely-
tights, it must show. I turn sideways and say, Stong, do you notice anything here?
I was trying real hard not to say something, but we've been eating a lot of bread lately, so it makes sense.
Does Stong notice?
Oh, yeah.
You,
But he
you,
was being polite.
you don't actually notice any kind of weird bulge or anything. And actually, I don't know, Sturge, if you've explained what's going on with you even, or if you're just like, do I look fat in these tights?
No, I mean, Florin was the one who was with me when I said I was nursing in the bushes.
Just as it has a heads up. If earlier today, Flora noticed that, like, straight up Sam Rockwell in Galaxy Quest. Oh, that's not right.
Actually, why don't you guys both make me like a perception check?
Both those guys?
Yeah.
Oh, wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you guys were just having some of these thoughts over to the
Never
mental
mind.
link.
9.
Yeah.
You don't notice anything. You also haven't been looking at Sturge's like torso all that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. I'm going to take Stong's hand and just put it on my belly. Can you feel a kick? Is there a little kick in there?
Stong squeezes, feels around. What does he sense?
Why don't you make me a perception check?
8.
Sturge is a little squishy. It's not muscly.
Oh, Sturge, like I said, we've been eating a little bit of bread, so I can understand how you feel so self-conscious in these tights.
Yeah. Maybe that's I'm certain there is that. Well, Stong, I think I'm pregnant. Actually.
What?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. I'm not certain, but it's something's in there, and it's rather distracting.
Are you sure you want to exert yourself with this sad juggling? I heard that the emotions of the host can really affect their spawn, but that was just from Illith.
To be honest, I'd like it to be out.
Wow.
I'd like to. Yes.
Okay, so you've come up these stairs here, passed through this hallway.
Stone just
And,
looks shocked as he's like walked down the hallway. Doesn't know what to say about.
Kiros has led you into this ballroom. It's really big. There is, in fact, a piano. And you do see two people at the end of the hall, a blue-haired gnome and a dark-skinned woman wearing a sort of like a robe with like a yellow feather collar. And they are talking to Artemisia's shadow husband. Kiros leads you in and he says, Lord Valance, we have some additional performers that you requested. Halakar frowns and kind of looks at you. It looks back at the gnome and the woman and says, was this a 4-person act?
We're a separate act. I think you'll find us to be quite a lovely contrast to the gnome. And do we hear the names of the gnome and the other?
You know what? I will say that the gnome leaps in and says, "A better act than the fantastic filibuster and the glorious Anthusa. I am
I
very
did not.
skeptical."
I did not say better. I said a good compliment to,
Mm-hmm.
a good contrast.
We'll be the butter to your jam.
And there are plenty of
They-
rooms in this house for entertainment.
They look at each other, and then they look at you like, "We only do top billing."
Oh, so do we. What a coincidence.
We have no desire to be top billing, bottom billing, doesn't matter. Have it as you like.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're really the best, you wouldn't be afraid of any little competition. Not that we would be competition, right?
You hear from the other side of the room little voices say, "Oh, bard battle!" And you look over, and there are the two strange children. They're very sweet.
Bard battle. Oh,
Halakar sort of looks at them fondly and looks back at you and says, "Well, how about this? You both show your stuff. Best one gets the ballroom, and a bonus. I do think having more than one performance are promising."
Which
I'm
area does the
barely-
loser get?
little loser. You mean second billing? Second billing gets.
You know, perhaps we will set you up in the foyer.
Very good.
Or the parlor.
I prefer second billing myself.
Yeah, through the mental link. Yeah, do you think the foyer would be better than the ballroom for our purposes?
Yes, no one will
Kind of
miss you.
depends. You want to be close enough to. Actually, I guess you should insight check this.
Okay.
Because it is sort of like, here are some pieces you might consider.
Inside
6.
check.
You liked the floor in the foyer when you saw it? It was kind of.
It was so shiny, so magnificent.
All right.
And you know how much I like
love
shiny.
that thing that lets you roll a 1 and still get a 17 even when you're rolling at
Amazing.
disadvantage.
Nice.
So
Okay.
there's two possibilities here.
Mhm.
One, you might need to stick close to Shadow Mia and Martin if he's here. You have two things you're trying to do. And
Mhm.
so if the party stays in this room, you want to be where everybody is, probably.
Mhm.
However, if it doesn't, if they leave, you will have an easier time of leaving the foyer, or you don't know where the parlor is.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's a question.
Um,
But this
okay.
might be it's kind of like pros and cons.
yeah. Sturge says in the mental link, now that I think of it, the ballroom would be good because you could always hold the floor if I need to sneak away. But most of what will be interesting will probably happen in there. So we should be near it. I could always slip away if necessary. While you kept playing the drum, and it would be less likely I would be missed while you're still holding the floor. I mean, you can take the spotlight and keep everyone's attention.
I could try to juggle puppets while playing the drum. Yeah.
Well, stay in your lane, son. Do what you do best.
Sturge is so possessive over his puppets. I never realized. Right. Okay. But through the mental link, Stong wants to think like, so were you mentioning that we shouldn't do any magic around this guy? And he sort of like nods to Artemisia's husband in this realm. I forget his name.
Oh,
He
here's a
knew.
question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
He knew when I cast invisibility close to him. He couldn't detect me once I was invisible, but he certainly detected the casting. In such a crowded place with glamours probably here and there, it may not be, he may not notice anything, or he wouldn't possibly be able to tell. Also, I mean, what performer doesn't use a little prestidigitation to enhance their show? He certainly would.
Yeah, totally. I'm just worried
Yeah.
about other spells that could be more suspicious.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Like what?
Oh, like disguise self.
Oh,
I
well,
was thinking like, we can maybe like sneak into the ballroom and even ended up in the foyer, but maybe he
right.
would detect that and not take kindly to it.
I don't know.
Sturge, make me an insight check.
Okay. Eye for insight.
Oh, you're still at disadvantage, but it doesn't matter. You're just rolling matchy.
Whoa. Huh?
You went to a finishing school for wizards, basically.
Yes.
And so one thing that does occur to you is that disguise self is probably a fairly safe spell to cast because that is essentially wizard makeup.
Okay.
When they want to look nice, they don't
Yeah.
bother with sitting down and doing paint.
Oh,
Nice.
that's
They just
so
do a little
nice.
magic.
Yeah.
That if you do something in front of Halakar or Artemisia, Shadow Artemisia, or maybe even their guests, you don't know who's coming, you are going to run a risk. There are a lot of very powerful wizards in this place. So what magic you use needs to blend in as much as possible to be
Right.
safe.
Right.
The one other thing, Halakar is looking at you,
At who?
kind of at you, Sturge,
Hmm.
kind of frowning, and he's like,
Oh,
"Have we met before?"
Don't think so. Where would we have met? I did attend a finishing school where your wife, sorry. Just the difference in age is clearly inconsequential between you. I didn't mean.
Just to be clear, this one is Halakar, this young guy with the long hair. Just to be clear, in case
Halakar-
case you thought this guy was him, because that would be a different story.
Sorry, Halakar's the butler.
No, Halakar's the husband.
Right,
Kyros is the butler. I put
Right.
name tags on all of these, and I put jobs on all the servants, just so you guys don't have to keep track of that.
Oh, we
okay. I
can't
don't
see the names
tags.
on the
You
tokens.
can't see the names?
I see my own name, and I was trying to get rid of it
What's
because it's
up with
obnoxious.
that?
it's
Alright,
just
alright.
ability layers like controls, but
Yeah, it's all right.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna slightly
Okay,
reduce his
but I think Stong thinks through the mental link after he sort of hears that reasoning from Sturge. Okay, then maybe we should actually show them some of our spells so that they will expect it on the day of the performance and it won't catch them off guard. It'll be normal, like the disguise self. And
Mhm.
maybe he saw you around the house when we came to audition. But where are the auditions held here? I don't know.
Hmm.
well, we should probably get on with things. And the little
Yes.
blue-haired gnome is like, "Yeah, what are you stalling for?"
Bard battle. Okay, let's do it.
Would you like to go first, or would you like to make them go first?
Oh, I think we make them feel like garbage, but because ours is going to be virtuosic. All right, you gonna take the piano, Stone?
Yeah, Stong will take
Just-
the piano.
Liberace it. Just to
So
start off.
yeah, Stong takes the collar. Stong takes his cape that's attached to his spandex leotard, and he billows it out behind him magnificently before he sits down on the seat. He lifts the cover to the piano keys, stretches out his fingers, clears his throat.
The little girl is suddenly behind you, and she says, "What are you going to play?"
Stong asks the girl, "Do you have any requests, milady?"
Oh, well, let's see. Mother's favorite song is The Dragon and the Knight.
Ooh.
Do I happen to know that one?
I don't know. Do you feel like making it up?
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely.
You super know it.
Yep. And
Is
then
it the same one?
yeah, so Stong like nods at Sturge knowingly. The Dragon and the Knight. Are you prepared?
Yes. So Sturge is going to take a position on the other side of the piano to use the piano as a stage for his puppets. And he's going to prestidigitate a, are you singing or just music?
I could do both. Yeah, sure.
Oh, good. So I can then improvise the puppets and the prestidigitation for the scene and lighting and so on. And I think this will work really well.
Yeah, but then Stawn thinks to the link, like, if you ever want to take over any of the lyrics or like have some dialogue, you know, for the puppets, feel free to.
Sure. I just feeling a little bit off. It's best that I help you rather than you help me. I may have, normally this is my strength, is performing, but you also are a performer, right? You have a good grasp on performance in general.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have a handful of fans that love my stuff.
So I will help him so he has advantage.
Okay.
I normally have advantage in performance, but since I'm pregnant, so I'll
They
just
balance
help.
out. You just roll straight.
Yep. All right, man, you got advantage.
Yeah, but just so you are still doing the interpretive dance portion of
No,
this?
I think I'm just going to do the puppets since
Okay.
it's a story. It's an actual. There's a
Okay.
script coming out of your mouth,
Yep.
and I can read the mood and yeah, I can still make funny little voices from them. You know, just little interjections and so on. But I don't want to derail your lyrics, right?
Yeah.
But you know, if you say something like "and she swooned," I can make my puppet go "hey" or something like
I just
that.
wanted to know if you were dancing also.
Nah.
Okay.
He's trying to be invisible. That's a good puppet tier would do. In fact, he could be invisible, but nah, I don't want to give that away.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Do your show.
So Stong puts his fingers on the keyboard and he just lightly swirls it, just traces the tops of them to just check the tonage of the keys, finding it to be perfectly in key. He begins.
Oh my God, what if this, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
What if this were a mirror world and the tone was completely upside down? It was just reversed.
That's why we have performance checks.
yeah. Well, the keys are perfectly like in key, but then when Stong plays it, it comes out like sort of dissonant and like odd anyways because of his musical aesthetic. But he begins to
Sounds better
narrate a
that way.
tune, and he goes, "Once upon a time, there was a dragon and knight.
La 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 rah rah.
The knight went looking for a dragon fight.
Better watch out, my love. He's really scary.
He put on his best suit of really shiny armor.
Oh my God, that's the one I bought you for Christmas.
He thought to look his best when he went to go harm her.
Hope you don't die in that. That's not the one I bought for your funeral.
When he went up to her cave, he heard her bellow loudly.
Roar, I'm really hungry. Roar, I hope you're tasty.
But when she poked out her head, she said, "Wow, you look..." Oh, she looked at him proudly.
And said, maybe we should get dinner instead. You and me, candlelight.
The
You
knight
never
held...
know.
The knight brandished his sword and he thought about it for a while.
Don't take too long, I might change my mind.
And then he slowly lowered it and said, "Why am I in denial? Okay, let's go."
That's what I was hoping you would say. And together we'll make interesting offspring.
The two of them got married and soon fell into domestic bliss.
Which lasts forever, as anyone who's ever been married would know.
And they realized that the laws around taxes were amiss.
Okay.
Really appealing to those rich people tendencies there. I love it.
Oh, that's good. That was fun. Anyway.
Make me a performance check. Let's quantify this.
Okay, performance. That's an 8.
No,
You
what?
got advantage.
Oh,
from
advantage.
Sturge.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Great. Oh, come on, dice. Ah, 21.
Okay, 21. And then Sturge, what was yours? You can combine the advantage and the disadvantage to just roll a straight.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I thought
whatever's
that.
the first one.
Okay, sure.
Or-
Yes. 23.
Nice.
All right. Halakar. That was beautiful.
Do I detect a tear? Is that a tear,
Yeah.
my lord?
It's just so moving.
Yep. That's why you hired us in the first place.
Coming together despite limitations. A nice little commentary on the unfairness of tax structures.
Oh, it's the worst. They just treat rich nobles the worst here.
Filibuster shoves up and jumps on the piano next to you and shoves you over.
Oh, I want to resist. I'm definitely going to try to just not let him shove me.
Okay, he is not that strong.
Right. He falls off the
he
table.
rolls a 10. He just kind of
Oof. Does he recoil and fall on the floor?
He rolled okay. I don't think he falls on the floor, but he does not successfully budge Stong.
Oh, Stong wants to like look down at him, like, are you trying to give me a pat on the back for a job well done?
This is a bard battle. It's our turn.
What did the children think? Which ones did the children like? We'll see.
Are you going to ask them?
Yes. What did you think, children?
I
Did you
think that I like the puppets. They're
course.
very strange looking.
Yes, we like strange.
And then the little boy comes up and says,
Mother likes that story, so she will be happy with it.
Whoa, are both these children giving us creepy vibes? Like, was there any hint of happiness or like a smirk or regular children energy?
Make me an insight check.
Insight? Okay.
Yeah.
13.
They are very calm children. They're very serious children. You used to Mirabelle and her chaotic energy, her unbridled joy, and absolute lack of concern for property damage. I feel like these kids don't get outside enough.
Okay.
Steven, with your 17, you probably find these children a little creepy. They are very perfect. And that
This must be a product of the weird what's the lie we tell ourselves thing.
yeah.
Yes, just like a lie. Too perfect.
They do. I like the pictures I chose because they're very pretty children that look mildly like Victorian ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the eyes, the soulless
saying.
eyes.
All right, so
Stong will get up.
Filibuster is going to take a turn.
Oh, can we sabotage it? We could.
You could, Stong would not.
sabotage it.
Just
that tracks.
Just a sleight of hand to, You know,
Yeah.
we do this.
You could try and sabotage it.
Uh-huh.
Halakar is standing right there. He is
Yeah.
currently well disposed to you.
Yeah,
You don't
maybe
know
not.
how he's gonna feel.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay.
I'll just let it go. I'll work on the sabotage afterwards, if necessary.
Okay. So here, and I've got.
I am worried that sabotage is standing for just taking care of.
So filibuster chooses a peppier, more like a jazz piano thing, and he does the additional aspect of he plays with his toes. He plays the piano with his toes while twirling
That's
like
unsanitary.
sparkling ones. And Thusa performs a very acrobatic dance on and around the piano, this whirling of feathers. It doesn't seem like the song they've chosen has plucked Helicar's heartstrings quite so well, but it is technically very skilled. Can you guys remind me? I might as well roll this in Roll20. What is the formula for doing that? Do we write equals?
Oh, I don't ever do that. I just use the little icon for the die on the side, and then I mentally add whatever it is.
Slash
Okay.
roll D whatever.
And then can you add the thing to it? Add the modifier?
You do a plus a number afterward.
Okay. Slash D20 plus 6. Okay, so we're gonna do this. No, that didn't work. Okay, I'm just gonna add it. You just have to deal. Okay.
Oh, it worked for me.
Moof. Okay, so Halakar is not thrilled with Filibuster's toe playing. Your comment about it unsanitariness has made him go, oh. And that distracts him. And Thusa's dance is very skilled and very charming, but he's very much looking at the feet. And he stops him and he says, you're going to have to solve this problem before we start. My wife will not be okay with feet on the piano. And Filibuster looks a little insulted, but he knows who's paying the bills, and he says, fine, we have other acts, we have other things we can do. He says, wonderful, I'll show you to the foyer. We have an area we can set up, and that will be a perfect place for you. Gentlemen, this corner is where we sort of expect entertainment for the guests as they arrive, but also please, we'll need dancing music before and after dinner. Can you take it down just a little for that?
Is he talking to us?
Yes. You've got the job. You've got the job and you have secured the ballroom spot.
Right.
He just is adding now that you've already done your thing. He would also like you to play some like dancing music. He's not very good at.
Who's like the most brilliant artist in the realms? Like somebody everybody knows.
I don't know, make one up.
Okay, so Stong is going to look at Alucard and he's going to say, would you ask Mozart to do less? Would you get in the way of a masterpiece? Are you trying to ruin our good name and our reputation, sir?
Oh, good God.
I
Make
don't
a
ask you to be any
persuasion.
less noble than you
Make
already
a
are.
persuasion check.
Oh my god, dirty 20! Yes!
Oh my
Not
God.
gonna lie, I was ready for Stong to biff it on a.
I was too!
This is a special day for all of us. He looks very like he's gonna kind of start a thing, but you get the impression that Halakar wants to be seen as a patron of the arts. And so he goes, no, of course not, but surely you have something cheerful in your repertoire for early in the evening. We don't need people going into dinner crying.
Well, I mean, we could be persuaded to alter our regular performance for an extra fee.
We have just what you need and are capable of helping. Yes, for this fee. We are professionals after all.
He looks at Filibuster and Anthusa for a second, and he says, "How much is the fee?"
Dinner included.
You may eat in the servants' hall.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, the party begins. Tharson, I expect you to be here half a bell early to set up. That would also be when you would eat your dinner. So, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I have things to attend to. See Kiros for your fees. And he is going to kiss his son on the head and then march out through this door.
Oh, interesting. So he is like a loving parent. Stong wants to think to everyone else. At least he showed him some open affection there.
Unless that kiss is just a signal to the automaton that is the child to go on behaving as planned.
You are going to make an interesting father.
Children. What
That's
do you
true.
two have against her children?
I don't have anything. It just seems like these children are very different from Mirabelle, so I'm just trying to reconcile it in my mind.
Well, Mirabelle is pretty unique.
You've been left alone with them. You want to give them any kinds of Filibuster and Thusa follow him to set up in the foyer. You gonna give him any Mirabelle nudges? You got a shiv to give them?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, actually. But because they, mentioned loving, or the daughter mentioned loving Sturge's puppets, I was gonna think to Sturge to maybe let her play with one of them or some of them, and let's chat with them a little bit.
Yes. Oh, first I have to learn the child's voice. So yes, we'll talk. This will give Sturge a chance to study both of the children's voices and mannerisms. So if he needs to impersonate them later, he can.
Interesting. That's a different direction than I was thinking.
Also, it's amusing for kids to see me bring out a puppet and then talk in their voice, and make them giggle.
All right. So you're gonna charm the children.
Mhm.
We should probably wrap up here so we have time to get to the party. This is a good place to take a quick break. So we will queue up. Actually, do we run breaks on the rerun or the pre-records?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we'll set up a break for 10 minutes and we'll be right back.
Cool.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. On the slow coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey. Heroes on their way. Fighting together against overwhelming odds. Together invade multiple gods. Idle champions of the forgotten realms. Idle champions, adventure never ends. Idle champions, get your wall and there. Idle champions, you will say it again. Idle champions.
Welcome back. Let's get this party started.
But before we jump
do-
in, he didn't mention it verbally at the top of the show, but just in the chat, we have a dice giveaway tonight. So you can get one set of Phoenix dice, all recycled materials, shipped anywhere in the world, and all you have to do is type !ticket into the chat and then stick around till the end and when we draw it.
Okay. So we have, once we left, Florin and Artemisia in disguise as Lord Vascaris Amokyle and his associate, Avena, have gotten invited to the party. Excuse me. And Sturge and Stong are going to be the entertainment. They have been invited to show up a little early and have dinner in the servants' hall. You guys were invited to stay over as guests. Whether you want to take her up on that is up to you. So when you arrive, so I am assuming Stong and Sturge, and you guys want to do you have any reason to want to get together and make a plan going in, or have you planned pretty well with your telepathic bond on?
In terms of what?
I don't know.
For what we're doing at the dinner?
Yeah, at the whole party.
I'm thinking
You're kind of doing a modified heist here, so I don't know how much you want to be, like, planned ahead, but...
Yeah, I figure we improv a lot based on what we see during the party, and what we know from perhaps Artemisia. And Sturge knows. Sturge has been in the other Artemisia's bedchamber, right? He's been
That's
into
true.
her dressing room, so he knows how to get around there. He knows that she leaves that window open, and if it's still warm, is it still warm out?
Yeah, it's a nice day.
So they've got options. We know she takes the thing off at night, so or at least when she's not, in Fancy Town. So that presumably that's at night. So it could be a simple, if it comes to it, nighttime cat burglar thing.
So Artemisia is going to bring up into the telepathic bond conversation that she doesn't like the fact that Shadow Artemisia would ever let it off her person. Like, that doesn't seem right to her. Like, if it's important enough to her to, like, be a key, like, why would you sort of put it down in a ring dish somewhere and, like, go off and work?
Do you
So
think...
she's not going to say, like, don't try to find it, but
Right.
I think she would say, like, let's not be too focused, where, like, we might ignore something else.
Artemisia, so
yeah.
you're saying maybe that's not the key.
It doesn't feel right. Like, I never take that. She, like, points to her hand if you're in person, and, like, I never take this off. Like, never.
Oh, wait a minute. What if the children are the key?
Yeah.
Do we have to
Just grab the children?
I'm gonna say, let's keep this to a heist and not a kidnapping.
I mean, the only difference is what we're taking, right?
Nope. Bigger differences.
Well, we should still look in her room. Sturge, if you can get into her room, you should.
Sure.
And, like, try to find stuff.
I suppose it could be a journal or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you keep a journal?
She's gonna look, like, very guiltily at Florin. You may recall that the letters were torn out of something, that they were in some kind of notebook.
Well, to be fair, Artemisia doesn't know that he read those.
Well, she knows he saw them.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
I did. So yeah, look for a journal.
Okay. The other thing is, does she have a sister named Cecilia in this world?
Well, she has Ilya, and she didn't want anything to do with him. Ilya said, remember?
Okay, so we did confirm though that they are related in this world. Okay.
Did we bring up Skaha at any point to this other Artemisia? Okay. And has there been any butterfly themed anything that we've seen?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, green butterflies.
Okay. So, it sounds like our primary objective is to get the ring off of Artemisia still, but we have secondary objectives to kind of look around and see if there's other possible keys. Is that right?
Yeah. Sounds right to me. Yep.
Okay.
And keep in mind, too, Florin's objective to track down Lord Martin Yellowbrace and find out how he takes his coffee.
Okay.
Oh. Right. Is Yellowbrace at the party? Do we have a guest list?
No, actually. Nobody decided to figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out live.
He doesn't show up and you guys make this like a traveling party. Like, let's go find Martin!
Yeah.
Well, I think Florin is knowing what he's learned so far. He's thinking that there's a good chance he's going to be here, but also if not, we can still get the key and then find that out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so Sturgis Dong, you guys are likely to arrive first and do setup. You are watched rather closely by the butler and also by Ilione and Canton, who are fascinated by what you are doing. And then you are brought downstairs and fed a sort of pre-party meal as part of your arrangement. And you're seated down here with the whole house, well, most of the servants of the house.
I want to sit next to the vampire. Go, good.
Yeah, so you've got a nice hearty spread. There's some roast chickens, there's bread, there's some root vegetables. Everything's got a lot of rosemary in it. But it's
yum,
all
yum.
pretty tasty.
I think Stong thinks through the telepathic bond that he's like refreshed before we, come here.
Oh, yeah, that was gonna ask, how long does your bond last? So, okay, so it's on.
Yes. Okay, I guess I should say, like, before we come here, Stong refreshes the telepathic bond. He wants to cast Mind Blank on Artemisia, and he's going to do True Sight on Sturge.
All right.
Ooh, very good.
So,
Thank you.
Um,
I do love this.
yeah, but Stong's enjoying the food, and afterwards he leans over to Edosia, the laundry maid, who's sitting next to him. And over the course of the evening, maybe he's been making like light conversation with her, but he's gonna now ask her like, "Oh, boy, the family that owns this house, they sure are nice, aren't they? They just seem like they're so happy together."
Definitely looking at all the faces, doing an insight check around that table.
I love it. Give me a second.
Okay.
The housekeeper is just eating. She has no nonsense. The seamstress beside her is also, she kind of looks at Eudocia like, what you gonna say? I'm gonna give the footman a disadvantage because he's tired, but he rolled okay. He just looks tired. Yeah, okay, so the one who does anything is the housemaid down there, Mariana.
She looks like she
kind of clears her throat.
Downton Abbey, giving us the goss.
At which point the housekeeper sort of looks up and raises her eyebrows, and there's a significant look between them. But she just sort of pushes her food around and doesn't answer. Eudocia says, "Oh, yes. It's a very happy household. Very ambitious household."
Oh, ambitious? What do you mean?
Well, you do know who young Lady Tararon is?
Yeah, we know her quite well, you could say.
Well, the elder Lady Tararon is grooming her to be her replacement. When she ascends to the Zembark Council, Lady Tararon, Artemisia Tararon, will become the Namarch, ideally. Most of the wizards here are in that sort of sphere.
Now, she will be given that position despite being so young, huh?
Oh, yes. Well, there's always politics.
Yeah. I mean, that seems pretty tough for a kid. No wonder she seems like she's very serious.
The housemaid clears her throat again. And the housekeeper says, "Mariana, do you have something to say?" Mariana looks at her and goes, "Well, I just mean the lords. Lord Halakar is not as into, sorry, Lord Thalance, is not as, concerned about politics, let's say."
What do you mean?
The housekeeper cuts her off and says, "We all have our strengths. Now, if you are finished, I believe you have to set up. And she stands up. All of them stand up when she stands up, and she boogies into the kitchen to go see what they're doing.
I want to turn to the footman and say, "Are you the new footman?"
No.
No.
You were talking about the second footman? The second footman they could have hired instead of hiring an additional 2 performers?
Ah, yes. No wonder you're so tired.
I was up until 2 a.m. polishing shoes.
Oh, that is wretched. Why didn't they hire that other footman?
I don't know. They intended to.
Yes. Well, I thought for a moment you might be the new one. You know, sometimes the new help is the most weary because they have so much to learn. But I see you're just overtaxed.
Yes. And with any luck, I will... Well, I won't... He looks kind of where the housekeeper was sitting and says, there are always other jobs. I should get upstairs. I'll have to greet the guests soon. And he also takes off.
And let's see, the housemaid. I've been watching her very carefully in case I need to impersonate her.
There are 2 housemaids here. Are you talking about the one that keeps trying not to gossip and failing? Or are you talking about the little one at the end of the table?
Actually, all of them. The one at the end of the table didn't speak.
No, she seems very quiet and a little bit like waiting for something to go down.
I can watch her mannerisms, though. So if she's quiet, that's easy. I will ask her to speak, though. I'll say something like, are you new here?
Yes. I just started a few months ago.
Has it been a good position?
Oh, of course, yes. Very good.
Your first?
Yes, I'm new to service.
Yes, you look young and capable.
I like to think so. It's all very informative.
Yes. Are you from this area?
Yeah, I'm near here. From a city up the Golden Way a little bit.
Okay. That's a minute's conversation. Now he's got her type in his head.
Perfect.
Good. Well, pleasure to meet you. It's your name was again
Bernice.
Bernice, and I've heard your name, Mariana. Good. Eudocia. I like to remember names. And the
half-orc seamstress looks over at you like charmer.
What? The vampire, was his name Edward? Edward?
Tobin?
Tobin, right.
How basic do you think I am? Come on.
His picture kind of looks like it.
Priska, the housekeeper, comes down and says, girls, you need to go upstairs and make sure all the rooms are prepared in case the guests decide to stay. And so Mariana and Bernice are like, yes. And they go up the stairs. And I'm going to hide him over here for a minute. And that Anthusa and Filibuster are like, well, we're going to go prepare and leave up the stairs.
Stong wants to just stop them like as they're leaving, and he just wants to say, hey, I just want to let you know, from one professional to another, I loved your performance. It was great. I'd love it if like all 4 of us could do something together sometime, all right?
Filibuster softens slightly. Goes, I did see some ways that your performance could use a little more pizzazz. And sparkles come out of his hands when he does that. And he says, and he says, have a good show.
Thanks.
And he kind of walks
is just
off,
biting his tongue. Biting his tongue, and as soon as the guy leaves, he goes, Rocky! Oh, I couldn't keep it. Oh,
well, Sturge, his feet smelled like cheese, and a lot of people love cheese around the realms.
Oh, Oh.
All right. So meanwhile, here we are, and I forgot again too. So you guys can head upstairs. I put you into the ballroom again. And let me if I paste. No, not these two. I need to get Mia again. Mia and Florin again. Give me 1 second. So you guys are approaching the house in your finery. You guys want to make any chit chat while I grab your little things? Mia and Florin.
Oh. I didn't know that was to us. So where's not around anyone right now?
You're standing at the front door, about to go in.
Okay. Any last minute things you think would be good to know about before we go in here? Any Artemisia facts?
To be honest, it's so strange having her be like me, but not that I hardly know where to begin.
It's gotta feel like one of those dreams where you're viewing yourself where it's just completely out of body.
Yes, very much so. If you need to split away to find Martin, that's fine. And while she's saying this, she's like hanging on harder to your arm.
Yeah.
So she's saying one thing.
And I think Florin will smirk when she can't see him and just be like, I'll be sure to keep that in mind. But like kind of holds on a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. So you make your entrance. Mr. Kiros opens the door. He announces you. And here is Mia standing here, ready to greet you. She is wearing a beautiful layered silver dress with sort of glitter that seems to shine almost like stars. Her hair, again, is sort of like half down, and in the curls, there is a just twinkling points of stars that match the night sky perfectly. She is also wearing white satin gloves to the elbows. And she grasps your hand and says, "Oh, I'm so glad you could make it."
I do want to do a quick perception to see if there's like any rings under the satin.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And Artemisia will try to feel a little bit too.
That's a 10. I don't see Jack and or.
There is enough bulk there that you could totally wear rings under it.
Okay.
But you are not you're not sure specifically if that ring is under it.
Okay.
Artemisia, you know enough about fancy parties that if they're having dinner, she's got to take those gloves off at some point. So if you can't get her to do it, and you can't get her to you can't talk her into it, or you can't like somehow set her gloves on fire. I don't know. That's a
That's one
silly
solution.
answer.
That gives me an
backup plan?
option.
That there is a point in here where the gloves probably should come off because nobody wants to get like sauce on their white gloves, especially you. So the spokesman comes up and offers to take Florin's cape, and the lady's maid here is also willing to take Artemisia if you've got a over cape. And they both kind of retreat over here to this door. And
I don't know if I'm on the right. I only see the servants area.
oh, you know what? I super didn't move the thing, did I? Oh, guys,
okay.
I'm the worst. I'm playing with
Hey,
your
no
dolls.
worries. No
You're
worries.
fine.
I'm playing with your dolls, and it's all confusing. So anyway, here's the footman and the lady's maid. Take your respective coats and disappear in here. The children are
Beautiful
watching
mansion.
from the stairs. And Artemisia, this is the first time you've gotten a look at your shadow children.
So she's going to sort of like drop down to her knees and like open her arms and like say, "Oh, children," in that sort of like relative who knows you but you don't know them when you're a little kid because maybe you met them only when you don't remember. And they're like, "Oh, effusive with praise," and you're like, "Who the hell is this person?"
That is kind of the vibe you're getting, except like very restrained. They look at each other
They look at Shadow Mia and they say, "Mother, is this your friend?"
Oh yes, I'm Avenna. I'm a very old friend of your mother. It's delightful to meet you, and she's gonna hold out her hands if maybe they'll come and take them.
The little boy steps up. Oh, don't turn him. Just move him. And looks at you and he says,
"You're not very old."
From the back, you hear Viscera say, "That is a very smart child."
The
The little girl looks at you and says, "I'm Ilione, and this is Canton."
It's very nice to meet you.
You
Do they have
a
any
beautiful
point
dress.
to their ears?
Much like the Shadow Artemisia, you notice that their ears are tapered, although they don't seem to have, like, you would not think their father is an elf or a half-elf. That is subtle. Make me another perception check.
Okay.
Or a demon prince.
Yeah,
They
guess that's an
they have
option too.
5 fingers on all of their hands, just for the record.
Yeah.
15.
15. In this dress, you can tell Shadow Mia got a little more curves up here, a little more curve in the hip. She looks really good.
She's still gonna try to hug Canton because he came closer.
He hugs you. Yeah. He is it is a proper little hug. He is not a snotty child, for example. Artemisia says, "The other guests are all here. They're all amusing themselves while our entertainment sets up. If you'd like to walk around, or I can take you on a little tour."
Certainly. So she'll finally let go of the kid, and she'll come back to Flora and be like, "My betrothed and I." Oh, I'm sorry, my associate.
Oh.
Marking her territory.
Your associate.
His family. So you were speaking of a sister as it's she wouldn't know of it. We will be
Perhaps if we could keep this visit between us, that would be good.
Yes.
Of course. Of course. You're not persona non grata, Lord Abigail, are you?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what that means right now.
Oh, that your family is not kicked you out and
Oh
is
no.
acknowledge you.
He says, no, absolutely not. Just a little vacation they don't need to know about.
All right. Well, come this way. I believe Halakar is in the library, and she's going to lead you this way. You don't actually have to follow her, but I did grab you all at once so that I didn't accidentally take the children. Okay, so if you are going to follow her, she's going to lead you into... Okay, so we're going to be on this map for a while, so I'll close that. She's going to lead you into this room, this library. Oh, shoot. You know what? I wrote all these nice descriptions of the room, so when you walked in, I could describe them. So I will just point out for the foyer. Yeah, here. Box text!
Yeah.
The wide foyer's black and white marble floor is broken up by 2 curving staircases rising around statues of a lovely human wizard and her elven counterpart. There is a sitting area to the right where 2 performers seem to be setting up. And there's a doorway there that shows a stairway beyond. There is a closed door down here, and then, or this door actually is ajar. And then there is this door here where they took your coats, and then this door which is leading into the library. There are also closed doors here, and then this open doorway which you can see through into a ballroom. And then, okay, so you're gonna go into the library. The library has the feeling of a cozy cave, a den of books you could spend a whole winter in. On the left side of the room is an open passage. Actually, did I make this all revealed? You can see this, right?
No,
okay, cool,
it's
cool.
dark.
That's dark? I just
Oh,
did it.
we can see the library.
Yeah, we see
Okay,
the
cool.
library. Yeah.
Cool, yeah. There are 2 doors, the exit into the foyer, and then there is an open doorway here that goes somewhere. there's 2 men in this room. Wait, it looks like one of them is not on the right layer.
Pancratius. Pancratius. Huh.
So Halikar and this red-haired man are chatting. Be on the right layer, guys. All right. And yes, they don't look up as you enter. They're very absorbed. And you hear Halikar say, Martin's absolutely going to talk. And Marcosif's ear off. I don't know about how that's going to go. And you hear the other man go, I think it's going to go about as well as anything Martin does. He's going to angle for that promotion. Like, he's just going to slide right in there. Except Martin is not a rapier. Martin is a hammer. So who knows if he's going to get it. And the big question is Mark Alrace going to find out? And Shadow Artemisia goes, Halikar, these are the guests I told you about. He stands and he says, oh, yes, Mia's school friend. It's so nice to meet you. And Artemisia, he grabs your hands and shakes them warmly and makes very significant eye contact. He's really handsome. Sturge's whole, like, homely thing is clearly either a joke or something.
Very tiny button of a nose.
Yeah, just
Disgustingly small.
He is a human, which is exactly what Marcelea kind of wanted to angle you towards. You know, someone who's already in the hierarchy, but he's got very high cheekbones, very nice bone structure. Make me an insight check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Oh,
Nice.
you search through every person you can think of, trying to figure out, where did this guy come in? You have never met him, so far as you know. Who he is the shadow of is a mystery. Somewhere in the real world, there's this version of this guy, and he was perfect for your shadow. But you don't know him.
I think it probably would leak into the telepathic bond that maybe I should be trying to find the original. And then she's going to be like,
Yeah.
Florida's gonna like chuckle about that, but we'll say through the telepathic bond. Ask them how they met.
good point. She hasn't had a chance to catch me up. I met your beautiful children. How did you two meet?
Oh, well, we were traveling in Cormier, and so was Mia, and we got into a little argument. And she goes, "It wasn't really an argument. We both wanted this beautiful piece that was being sold. It's actually, you know what? It's the statue out there that we passed, the one of the horse. Well, you know." We argued, you know, we tried to outbid each other. He was absolutely testing my last nerve. I thought I was going to lose my temper. And then I said, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I stepped back. And you know what he did? He goes, I bought it for her. And they look at each other fondly, like just two big dorks. And she said, how could I refuse dinner after that? And this is history.
That's a good story. They're just really appreciating that story during the telepathic link. Stomp. We got to make a song about that tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
The red-haired man comes up and says, "Oh, is this new friends? Do you want to introduce me?" And Halikar's like, of course. This is Pancratius. We go way back. Let me make sure I've got the right guy. Yes, he also works for Marcelea with Mia. He says, keeping the old... He looks at Artemisia for a minute. Amar Cappy.
I do think
go
I
ahead.
think Florin is gonna kind of address the two men and go, I'm sorry, I couldn't help overhearing when we came in. It sounds like there's some of the party that you're not too keen on being here. Perhaps I can help with distracting them from people you don't want them talking with.
Halakar goes, no. That was just a little work gossip.
Totally fair.
Pancratius is like, yes, you aren't from around here, right?
Correct. No, I'm from Waterdeep.
Okay, and you're not a wizard, right?
No, not the last time I checked.
Well, just, everything gets kind of complicated and political. We're all friends, but we're all working together. We're all angling for the same positions. You know how it goes.
Oh, yes.
But we're all
absolutely.
friends. We're all wonderful friends.
Absolutely. Fully understand.
Shadow Artemisia goes, we're wonderful friends.
Maybe not wonderful.
Hey,
And
good
actually,
friends.
I think that Artemisia is actually going to like slip up and make some sort of like offhanded comment about oh yes, among the wizards, Artemisia, your power fits in just fine.
Of course.
Your sorcery.
I think you must be mixing me up with someone else. Were there sorcerers at our school?
Well, there certainly was one girl, but you're right. I've gotten it mixed up. She liked to hide it.
Oh, that's fair. It is sort of like, well, it's like taking the easy way out, isn't it?
Or like you see like the response that's like bottled up.
I think
I
if the
sh-
telepathic bond, Florin's going to say, take it easy. Just imagine what they'd say if they found out I was a warlock.
And she goes, I'm sorry. I know she can't help it. She can't help it. Well, here, let me introduce you to a few more people. The guys in the oops, I have two butlers on this. Let's make this guy go away. You guys setting up in the party. I'm gonna make this group come in and see what's going on. All right. So this couple of party guests arrive. There are drinks kind of waiting on the tables, like a champagne tower, but instead of champagne, it is Tsar, which is a sparkling elven wine that has a bit of a kick to it. So they've all got their glasses, and they sort of come up to watch what you're doing, and they are sort of discussing amongst themselves, like, oh, it looks like it's some sort of little puppet show. Oh, that's interesting. That's fun. That's so fun.
No, I'll have you crying by the end of it. You will enjoy it. I don't know how much fun you'll think it is.
The man in the middle kind of lets out a throaty chuckle and says, I like this one. He has a good sense of humor.
Deep bow.
Very nice profile.
A man of taste.
The elven woman says, oh, it's very interesting to see what you're doing. In Mithranor, we have an entirely different puppet show tradition.
Oh, what is it?
Oh, it's shadow puppets. Completely different.
Ah, I'm familiar.
Oh.
I'm going to do some kind of. Does he know anything about shadow puppets?
I don't know.
He's a trained performer.
I think that's plausible. Tell me why you know.
Well, he used to be part of a traveling a company of traveling mummers and jugglers and stage actors, and there would have been a lot of turnover, and there was a guy. Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
So
you totally know shadow puppets.
I think I can make a little prestidigitate some lighting
Yeah.
and do a little quick demonstration on the wall that of a woman and a curtsying or something like that. See how
She looks and she makes a
22.
little. Oh, nice. She makes a little. She claps a little. And she's like, "Oh, it's very good for a non-elf." But Serge, can you make me an insight check?
Yeah.
Because you've been to Mithranor. Your family has roots in Mithranor.
Right, that's right. I'd forgotten 22.
Her
Wow.
accent is pretty bad.
Mm.
Mithranor, you say?
Yes.
I was there only a year ago, looking at a ruin there, a bit of archaeology going on.
A ruin?
Indeed, yes, not all of it's in great shape. In fact, I would now. It's a ruin,
In your
right?
world, it's half ruined and half
Oh,
rebuilt.
that's right. That's
But
right.
you don't know in this world.
There was one of the homes, in fact, an ancestral dwelling of my family. It's a ruin. It's very old.
I love Mithranor. I feel like my heart is in Mithranor.
Mm.
Make me another insight check real quick.
I don't know if I want to expose her.
Just put it in your back pocket.
Uh,
Actually, Stong, you can also make me this insight check.
Sure. I don't know if I'm gonna beat a 17, but 21.
Ooh,
All right.
nice.
Both of you recognize this third woman standing here. Serge, you went to high school with her.
Oh,
She was definitely one of the snobby popular girls who was
Okay.
very inclined to be mean.
are we talking about the one who was pretending just now?
You don't know that girl. This
Okay,
one.
yeah.
And Stong, when you went to Artemisia's reunion, that girl was definitely the problem.
Mm.
Oh,
You're pretty sure that's Martin's wife.
Yeah, so I
okay.
think Stong is going to be like singing a song, just praising the Lord and Lady of the Manor and their two children, and just like really idealizing their life. Saying like, "Oh, what great parents they are! How much they love their kids! How happy and in love they are!" And he wants to like look at Amelia to see if she has any reaction or.
Give me an insight check.
5. Oh my god.
You can't tell if she's actually paying attention to the song. She's sort of not like, she's like talking to the guy next door.
So Tiriana
Like-
was the one who was faking?
Yeah, Tiriana is the one with the sort of like very, very, I mean, to be fair, you've not been to Mithranor here.
Right.
Maybe that's how they talk. But she sounds like someone sort of doing what they think is a Mithranor accent.
Yeah, a bad accent.
Yeah.
Sturge is pretty good at detecting bad acting.
Yeah. She's definitely not
Okay,
not
you know
got
what?
a natural accent as far as you can tell.
Stong is gonna lay it on even thicker, and he's gonna actually sing about the school and praise how like Lady Terroron is the brightest star to ever rise from that school.
Okay. Make me a performance check.
Sturge is going to do a little helping with this.
13.
He's going to prestidigitate an image of Artemisia, the Artemisia here, just kind of ghostly but glowing and gorgeous,
Yeah.
and to give him advantage on this. If that helps.
Yeah, go for it. I'm also going to say while you're doing this, you are noticing, so similar to how Florin and Artemisia, you noticed that like Mia had sort of these stars kind of woven into her hair. Amelia has eyelashes that look like butterfly wings. And in fact, there are like sort of, her dress has these little pieces of fabric that are butterfly shaped, and they are sort of beating very slowly. And Tiriana is clearly done something with her hair so that while it is sort of brown, when she turns, it has this iridescence to it. And she has this very, like, nicely fitted dress. And when she walks, there is this faint tinkling of bells.
Mhm.
Isuf is additionally, he's wearing sort of robes of office. You can tell this looks like a uniform. And it just looks impeccable. And that man's skin is amazing. Just glowing.
Well, the latex creaks whenever I shift my body, but I'm not bragging about it.
Okay, so you do this. Amelia sort of looks up and raises her eyebrows and says, "Ooh, Mia dear paid a lot for this party, didn't she? One wonders at her kindness." And next to her, Asuf looks over and says, "Kindness?" And Amelia is like, "Well, for providing for her friends." And she loops her arm through his and says, "You have to tell me all about your new proposal." And kind of leads him away from you guys and from Tiriana. So Artemisia and Florin, you are led into the next room up here. Let me make this all visible. Where there are several people sitting around a table playing a game of cards. You are introduced to all of them. There is Callion, who is Pancratius's fiance. There is Ermelind, who is another wizard that works for a different Amark. And then there is Marith, who is here with Tiriana. And Artemisia is like, "We just love getting together."
Yeah, I'm. Oh, see, this is where it's bad that Trevor's playing this because I'm like, yeah, I'm terrible at parties. I think I as Viscaris, I'll introduce myself and the person that Artemisia is pretending to be.
Callion's like, "Oh, Waterdeep. We do a lot of business with Waterdeep. Although right now I'm very busy planning the wedding, so I leave all of that to my assistants.
Good thing to do.
Going to be lavish." And he looks over at Pancratius. He's like, "By the way, I need to pay the temple. It's another 500 gold." And you see Pancratius kind of wince. Ermelind says to you, Artemisia, who is Avena, "What brings you to Veltalar? All the way from Waterdeep?"
Oh, well, my associate, you see, a very important business. We actually had heard perhaps that Lord Martin Gellibrace was someone to look up. But then we've also heard that perhaps he's not someone that we'd want to be doing business with.
Ermelind kind of tilts her head. She's like, "I don't know why what is it you sell?"
We're in wine.
"Oh, well, I mean, I can think of some people who buy more wine than Martin." And she looks at Pancratius, and Pancratius is like,
We do supply for weddings.
Callion's like, Oh, do you have a Rhenish? Because I can't find the right kind of a Rhenish."
I think Florin is just gonna pull in like any type of like wine knowledge he's gotten from any sort of the messages or conversations with Viscaris and just
Okay.
ham it up.
Yeah, he's gonna full corner you over here and say, and Pancratius is gonna just kind of glower at Ermelind and say, "You're so sweet to think of him. You're really so sweet the way you think about everybody's business, Irma." And he's gonna go on in to the ballroom. And the Shadow Artemisia is gonna turn to you and be like, "Oh, do you remember Martin from school?"
Oh, yes. And so she'll kind of pause, like she doesn't really want to say her real opinion, and see if Shadow Artemisia jumps in.
Well,
Um,
he's done very well for himself. He's
True,
he's
very true.
currently assistant to Mr. Calrace, and he and Amelia got married. Everyone could see that coming.
Yes, I do remember that.
He's
They
here
deserved
around
each
here
other.
somewhere. They really do. She's started a charity. She's helping out soldiers from the Thayan Wars.
How admirable of her.
Yeah. Really, so many things start in that school. Anyway, we can see if we could find Martin. There's not many other places he could be.
That's a good idea.
Uh,
And she's going to, as they're walking, I assume we have to leave Florin behind.
I like if I see y'all move, I do think Florida was going to like excuse it. It was like, all right, I will be sure to find you later to discuss
And
more on this.
he wants to pin you down on a price.
Mhm.
On a price. He would like at least 5 cases of Arenish. How much can you do 5 cases of Arenish for?
He
You
I
can
think
make
as
up a
Viscaris.
number.
Yeah, I do think I don't want to like give him an exact number because at the same time he does like messing with this person. So like, oh, you know, I've been away for several weeks now. Those prices may have fluctuated. I don't want to give you something and you'd be disappointed later. Let me to get some messages across and I can let you know.
Oh, just a ballpark's not really a
I get what you're saying.
just an estimate. Just an estimate. I just want to see what I have to move around. I would love some Amicyle Arenish. That would be such a coup.
Can I make some kind of check for Florin to like ballpark a number on
Yeah,
that?
super do that.
That way it's just like he doesn't say something absolutely ridiculous either direction.
Yeah. And so make me, I guess, a history check.
Okay, that was what I
You
was
remember
worried
back
you
what you
were
were
gonna
doing.
say.
Yeah.
And he's like, just between you and me, I love these people very much, but they're a lot more entertaining when they're drunk.
Oh my god, I rolled a natural 20.
Hell
I have a
yeah.
+0 to this.
You 100% remember exactly what 4 cases of Arenish should cost because you actually just saw a bill with it. I don't know what makes sense, so we're gonna say a bonkers number, which is 300 gold pieces.
There we go.
It's very nice wine.
Very good.
He says, great. I'll just talk to Panny and we'll see if we can nail that down before the end of the party. And then, of course, you'll have to come.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it.
All right. So, Artemisia.
So as they're
Yeah.
walking, she's gonna sort of look at her hands and be like, "Well, I did get time for a manicure. I hope you were able to as well." And sort of show off her nails and sort of like maybe Artemisia shows off hers.
Well, I used the wizard's little helper. But they'll look lovely when I get around to dinner. But these new gloves, aren't they just to die for?
I was so envious. I must get some of my own.
Do you want to be naughty and try one on? Okay. She pulls off her right glove and hands
Of course
it
she
to
does.
you. As you pass through the ballroom,
Of course, but she switched, so the ring was on her right.
her ring was on her left hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's smart. I should have done that, but I think I said it was on her left hand. So we can retcon it, but there's still not a secret ring there. She does have rings on, just not that ring.
Not that ring.
There's like a little silver one with sort of diamonds that are set into the shape of a little crescent moon. There's one that looks like a little dragon wrapped around her pinky. Might be a school ring. I don't know. She gets you a glass of Czar as you're walking through. And then, let's say Martin comes in this door. Says, "Oh, there you are. Everybody left me behind." And he looks past the three of you, and sees his wife, and he absolutely makes a beeline over here. He says, "Excuse me," and just over there. Halakar looks back and goes, "Rude but expected." And Shadow,
they're very much in love.
well, Martin's in love with some things, Amelia's in love with others. And Artemisia smacks his arm and says, "Halakar, stop it." She goes over to where Martin and Amark Yusuf are standing and brings Martin a glass of Czar and is talking to them. But you are alone with Halakar now if you want to.
I don't know that like Artemisia can figure out a way to like, hey, your wife's ring. Does she wear it all the time? Actually, here's the thing. She'll say to Halakar, it's your wife is dressed so beautifully, and her jewelry, and I remember back at school, there was a ring she was always wearing. It seemed of sort of sentimental importance to her. Does she still has it?
My wife has a lot of rings. I'll have to describe it.
Plain gold. It's surprisingly plain.
Oh, I should have known what you meant. Yes, she has had that for a very long time. I wonder where she, I don't know that she's ever told me where she got it.
I'm sure it was a gift from her father or something similar. He traveled quite a lot.
Yeah, he is very fond of Mia. Yeah, I think she still has that. Yeah, she does. I saw her wearing it yesterday.
And she always wears it still?
Well, usually wears it. There are times where protocol is you can't wear jewelry on the job. You'd think her stepmother would make some exceptions, but here we are.
Well, Marcellet is quite firm with the rules. I gather.
This is true. This, I believe, is part of her success. He looks over at his wife and he says, "I hope she's doing the right thing there."
You think she would be better not to step into the Amark's role?
Well, I don't mean that. I mean Martin and Yusuf. And it's complicated.
I see.
Martin doesn't like his current position and would like to move over to Yusuf's office. He's definitely higher up on the Amark Council, despite being rather young. I think Mia should make a play for the job, frankly. She'd be much better at it than Martin.
I see.
But then there's the problem of Amelia. Anyway, I need to go get the music started. And I think you're getting a feeling for why Halakar is not good at politics. Okay, so at this point in the night, they would like some dancing music. And so you guys can perform your beginning of the party puppet show extravaganza.
I think Sturge is already going hard from...
Oh, yes, that's right. You ran over there. What are you doing?
He's just juggling colorful things.
He's been going hard with his puppet show.
Behind Amelia. So it looks like she has a fountain of things emerging from her. If you're standing in front of her, it looks like she has a fountain of things emerging from her hair and flying up into the air and then back down to disappear again. It's just a kind of silent mockery and trying to make Artemisia laugh and what's his name? Velasquez, Vasquez laugh.
Oh.
I'm the dude, and I was even like, I got nothing on her. Talking about Vasquez from Aliens. She's awesome.
Everybody is delighted. Even Amelia. Amelia was like, "Oh." Let me see if Stong or Artemisia or Florin wants well, Mia, you moved. But Stong and Florin, you can
Oh.
see that. Do you want to make a perception check or an insight check?
I will do perception.
I'll go for insight.
Oh, I have insight. I forgot I had it.
Oh, natural
Oh.
20, 24.
Ooh.
Stong, Amelia is delighted. She is not looking at Martin. She is looking at Isuf in her delight.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a tea party.
So can I recall she touched his arm, right? Like she put her arm around Isuf.
She took his arm like a lady takes a gentleman's arm.
Okay, so it wasn't anything more than that. She didn't like press his arm into her. Okay.
But for the record, Tiriana didn't grab his arm that way.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, so here the guests are delighted by your performance, and here's one other thing that you overhear. Florin, okay, so Artemisia, you moved to stand next to Florin, and then I grabbed Florin so that he was in,
she
in a
was
position where he could see Sturge, right?
sort of homing in.
You guys are talking, whatever you want to talk about, so I'm assuming. Or are you talking? I'm jumping ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I would be making like small talk in character and what's going on and everything like that, just for the amount of people that are around.
Okay.
Because anything else, I would just use telepathic connection.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Okay. So make me a perception check, both of you.
21.
Hey, 19.
You both hear Pancratius and Callian talking to each other, and Callian says, he says he can get us the wine for just 700 gold pieces. If you just write me a trade note, I can give it to him. And Pancratius is like, this is a lot of planning all at once. You know, we just got engaged a couple 10 days ago, and Callian's like, I'm just so excited to get married. And at this
Stong wants to think through the telepathic link, like, Florin, are you gonna leave them high and dry at their own wedding?
Listen, maybe, but also, do you hear this drama over here? Come on, let's just keep listening.
Let the rich eat the rich.
And as that winds down, it is time for dinner.
Oh
So
god, I
here
thought
we-
something went wrong with my browser.
Sorry. Ka-tonk! Okay, I'm gonna move these out of the way. Okay, and I think this one has not been revealed properly, so
All black screen.
Look, here's everybody. Pretend
Hey.
everybody's actually sitting in a seat. Because that's how it goes. Okay. And so you are sitting. So Artemisia, you are sitting between Pancratius and Merith, and kind of angled from your shadow and across from Callian, even though it looks like it's Isuf. Florin, you are sitting between Ermelind and Amelia, and across from Tiriana. And there, at a diagonal to you, is Martin.
Beautiful.
So the courses come out, and you begin your dinner. Stong and Sturge, what would you like to do? Oh, I forgot a detail. The courses come out, and Mia takes her gloves off. She's wearing silver rings that shine beautifully against her dress, but she's not wearing the gold ring.
Interesting.
I'm going to go up to her room.
I'm gonna create a diversion for Sturge to do that.
Exactly what I was going to suggest.
Where is the privy?
Kyros has sort of like stopped in and told you to sort of set up for the next thing. He's like, you know, it's hilarious. There's not one on this map anywhere. You'll have to go down to the servants' quarters.
I don't know why, but when Yang Yang said, I'm going to create a distraction from him, I just picture Stong like kicking in that dining room door and just playing Rock Lobster on a loop. Ding, ding,
I love
ding,
it.
ding.
I had a thought actually that was kind of like that, but I think I'm gonna pivot to a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are the stairs in the center that go up. And there are also, you noticed, stairs that go down to the servants' quarters and then up to the 3rd floor. So those
Yeah.
are really the 2 ways you can get
No.
to those rooms.
Okay. Wasn't this the stairs that she went up to get to her room last time?
No, she went up these stairs in the middle, come on, I'm on the wrong thing. She went up these stairs in the middle.
Oh.
These people.
Oh, yes. Okay. Good. And our okay.
But you having gone down to the servants' quarters, you know there are stairs here that go up. So,
Right.
Tyros
Yes.
tells you that the privy you can use is in the servants' quarters, and then heads in to help serve dinner.
Okay. Oh, this is where dinner is. Gotcha. Okay. So I will head this direction. Like I'm going to go down the downstairs, and I'm going to cast. Well, first I'll make a wrong turn and go into this. No, I won't. Yeah, I'm just going to cast invisibility and go upstairs.
Okay. All right. So Sturge is going to head upstairs. While that is going on, Stong, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so my diversion is Stong is sitting over at the piano, and then he kind of, how nice is his piano?
That's a pretty nice piano.
Stong's very respectful of musical instruments, and he admires his piano greatly. He mutters like a little, I'm so sorry, you're a beautiful instrument, but we need a diversion. I'm sorry. And then he's going to use animate objects inside of the piano and animate like a bunch of the chords and the pieces, and he's going to just rip them out of the piano and make them like dance around the room, and then he's gonna start shouting like at the top of his lungs like, oh my god, oh the piano's broken, oh my god, what do I do, oh my spell's gone so wrong.
Wow, okay. I think the entire party shows up. Like, what is happening?
Oh well, my magic's gone haywire. This piano, I was trying to make it play itself, but as you can see, it's dancing instead. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing.
Okay, so a couple of things happen. Several of these wizards try to cast Dispel Magic at the same time. And for fun's sake, it bounces around a little bit. It hits Marith here.
A bunch of people's makeup just goes away.
Marith's makeup goes away, and what happens is you see that while he has been up till now a very handsome elf man, he is a very basic looking human. And you hear Amelia shriek and go, oh my gods. And she smacks, actually, let's put Pancratius next to her. She smacks Pancratius. She's like, I told you so.
About Marith, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How important was Marith?
He's Tiriana's date.
Oh my god. What did her?
She looks at him and she's like, oh my god. What? And he's like, I'm very good at illusions.
Well, you didn't know? Stong's pointing at Tiriana.
Yusuf goes, we're all very good at illusions. And then he looks at Tiriana, he's like, mostly.
Well, I mean, couldn't you tell, like, once you, like, hugged him or something? Like, can't you feel through the illusion?
He seemed very similar.
Well, you two must not get very close very often. Like, at all.
This is a terrible idea, but Artemisia wants to sort of stand behind Florin a little bit, and she's got Settle Spell, so she's not going to do the verbal component, and she's going to cast Dispel Magic on Halakar, because now she wants to know what he really looks like.
Yes.
So Halakar jumps And he is, actually, he has not got on as much kind of glamour as everybody else. He is a very handsome man.
Okay.
And he was not sort of rocking these like elaborate, like wizard looks. But he turns and he goes, "Who did that?" And Pancratius
Florin's
looks
gonna
back at
pop in.
Florin and Amelia.
Florin's gonna pop in real quick. It's like, oh, the spells bounced around. You must have some enchantments on this room somewhere. I saw a dispel magic bounce off one wall and strike you. Can I roll a deception for that?
Yeah, roll a deception. I like it.
In the telepathic
I rolled a
bond,
4, so 21.
Ow.
Oh,
heck?
Halakar turns and puts his hands on his hips, and he looks at Pancratius and he goes, "Are you drunk again? Is that what happened?" And Pancratius is like, I am stone cold sober. I'm not after last time." And Ermelind and Amelia look at each other over Florin like, "Yeah, we all knew."
when at some point Florin just says to the telepathic link, "Hey, so I know like we're really scared and want to get back to our world, but when we do so, can we start crashing rich people parties more often? This is
Yeah.
like really
Yes.
The Shadow Artemisia is like, "Everybody calm down. The bard just got excited. Everything's fine. Everything is perfectly fine." And at this point, Callion's like, "Everything's not perfectly fine. What do you mean you got too drunk last time? Last time is when you proposed to me."
Who proposed to him?
Pancratius proposed to
Yeah, okay.
Callion. And now Callion is planning a very expensive wedding, what seems to be wildly inflated.
So
Sturge-
the
so go ahead.
Would Artemisia know? Did Florin mention like the prices? Because Artemisia was in like leaving the room when Florin was talking about the wine prices.
Yeah, so Florin, you heard the price discrepancy.
yeah, I did. I don't think I would have mentioned that.
Okay, because Artemisia wants to meddle, but if she doesn't know, then
Who are you standing next to right here? You're standing next to Ermelind. Oh, perfect. Okay, let me see. She leans in and she goes,
You just met them, but just so you know, Callion's less interested in getting married than paying off certain debts. I didn't tell you.
So as this is going on though, Sturge, you have snuck your way up
Mhm.
into the upstairs of this lovely manor.
And do I recognize this hall?
So, let me grab you. So you've come up. No, let me grab. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. The Song of Roll20. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer.
That's yeah. It should be their theme song.
Right token. You guys, for your next performance, Stong and Sturge. All right, so you come out here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you come out a little ways, you recognize this is where you came up. This is the door to Mia's study. This is the door she went into her bedroom. And then you don't know what's behind these other doors.
Okay, what was the bedroom one?
This one is her bedroom.
I'm sorry, I don't see that.
On the left side.
Way down there,
Yeah.
way down there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was her study. Her study was not where she sat down and started dressing and
You didn't see her dress, for the record. You went and saw her do work at her desk, and then you saw her go sit in her room and rub her temples and read a chapbook.
right. I'm gonna did I see any jewelry on the table or anything like that in one of the rooms?
You didn't look for anything like that, so I don't think so.
Okay. So I'm going to, while I'm here, I'm just going to pop into this room, listen at the door first to make sure there's no one in there fluffing pillows or something.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. There
Okay, 20, because the growth is
we go. Mm-hmm.
a lot. But you don't hear anybody, and if
Okay.
you go in, there's nobody in there.
Okay.
Boy,
I'm
that
going to
growth is
do it.
not slowing you down, Sturge. All your rolls have
No.
just been incredible.
just gonna go cursory inspection of each of the desks and so on.
Okay. Make me inspection check.
Okay. 20.
Okay. You don't find a ring. You do
Okay.
find letters to Emark Isuf. He has been making overtures to Artemisia in the hopes that maybe she would like to come work for him.
Ah, and he is a Amark? Or a
He is an Emark, yes.
so that's not an overture of do you want to be an Amark? It's want to come work for an Amark.
Yes.
Ooh.
None of these wizards are ready to be an Amark.
Who's not?
Nobody. Except Isuf. Isuf is an Amark.
Right. Okay. All right. Interesting. I'm gonna pop back out then. Slip back out, that is.
All right. And you want to head down to the bedroom?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm gonna say you make a perception check.
20.
Okay. You can tell this as you walk by. Excuse me, I'm a little bit dried out. This door. It sounds like somebody is inside that room.
What are they doing? They're making sounds? Obviously.
Moving around.
I wouldn't mind slipping in there.
Okay. I'm going to say
Famous
he's
last words.
First he's going to cast detect magic, and then he's going to try to stealth his way in.
Okay. You don't detect any magic happening in there, I don't think.
It's okay.
Now I'm going to jump back to the other group for just a second.
No problem.
And there is a lot of chaos here, and I need everybody to roll a d20 for me.
Ooh. I'm sure it'll be fine.
That's probably fine.
An 8.
19.
17.
That's that. No, wait, not that. I've got you all written down wrong. This is Stong and Sturge. Your names are too close together. So as all of this is going on, Florin, something in your stomach twists.
Oh no, am I pregnant?
Oh my god.
Is something wrong, but you didn't eat yet. They hadn't really even gotten to serving. Something's not right. Something's really not right.
So something is not right physically with me right now.
Yeah, you are pretty sure something is growing inside you.
Oh, sweet, awesome, great. Cool.
Holy shit. This is like Regency LARP with like a body horror element.
Yeah, what? Yeah, it's like that cool is in his thought, and then it goes into the telepathic thought and goes, whatever's happening to Sturge is happening to me.
Oh, congratulations.
That wrong? Incorrect.
I thought that was just Sturge being Sturge. It was really...
I did too, I'm not gonna lie.
Are you referring to apotheosis? Or are you referring to something else?
I'm talking about your weird the stomach stuff.
Oh, congratulations.
Again, incorrect.
You have to stop drinking immediately. You should put that glass down.
Florin looks at the glass in his hand and just starts drinking.
Ilione comes in and says, "Mother, Grandmama is here with some friends of hers." And then she runs back out. And
runs in horror.
You see Artemisia, Shadow Artemisia, really just like her jaw gets tight as Marcelea appears. She does have 3 friends with her. 3 people with her. I don't know if Marcelia has friends, which unfortunately I don't have their things up. They will just have them in the next one. But you definitely get a wizard vibe from these folks. There are two very impressive people. One of them is wearing the same kind of robes as Isuf, and one who is wearing even nicer robes, and then a third person. And give me an insight check, Stong and Florin and Artemisia.
6.
22.
24.
Nice.
So, Florin, I need you to roll at disadvantage.
Oh,
because you're very distracted.
Yeah, Stong is distracted by Florin's news. That's like all I can think about right now.
All right, well, that's a 9.
Florin, you're just like, is it sticking out?
Panic.
Artemisia, you sense the room, like the tension in the room just went shooting through the roof. Like everybody was already tense and sniping at each other, and there's a lot of drama coming out here, and now it is so much worse. I don't think this is your favorite scenario. But it's bad. It's bad. Let me grab one quick.
Well,
thing here.
she's gonna say in the telepathic bond, Marcelia seems pretty the same.
I think Stong is going to send through the bond just, if I were the boss of your mom.
Oh, Stong.
All right. Sturge.
That was a way back callback.
So you open the door to this room.
Uh-huh.
And
I think it needs to be switched back.
oh, sorry. I moved it. I didn't move the thing.
Steven's
okay, so
face has not moved for like the
how
past hour, by the way.
long
Oh,
here?
I
really?
was wondering if that was just me.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you've been frozen.
Okay.
It's okay.
But it's a great
It's a good
expression.
face.
Is
Yeah,
it in a
it's so
really
friendly.
flattering position? Good.
Oh,
It
totally.
is.
Yeah, it is. It is actually. It's a good smell.
That one time when I was picking my nose.
All right. So, you open the door and you see Canton Thalance Terraron sitting by the window.
Wait, is that the kid?
The kid.
Yes.
Yeah, little boy.
This room, I wrote up for all these rooms just in case you went into them. This room is decorated in shades of emerald. A large, soft-looking bed takes up most of the space, though there is a chest and a desk on either side of the bed. The wallpaper is patterned with a forest of spruce trees that shift as if blown in a soft wind, and a clean, piney scent fills the air. Wizard guest room. He
And
looks up and he says, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
I'm invisible. He still sees me.
Mm-hmm.
I say, just checking to see that you're safe. Did you get lost?
No,
Oh,
you're not supposed to be up here.
neither are you.
Oh, I'm supposed to be in the nursery.
It's good to be outside of the space where we're supposed to be, isn't it?
That depends. Are you trying to hurt Mother?
Oh, absolutely not. And that's the truth.
I don't know if that's the truth at all.
Why do you think that?
Because I don't think you're supposed to be here. I think you're part of a breach.
And suddenly, the boy changes, grows up, becomes this strange creature with one eye and kind of grasping mandibles and 3 jointed legs. And, yeah, it turns out you can't cast a shadow of nothing. This is not a little boy.
I knew it! I freaking
You
knew
can
it!
turn around. You hear Ilion behind you go,
Oh, you're
Yeah.
bad, aren't you? You're very bad.
and I think this is the perfect place to end things.
Oh my.
Been your DM,
Yeah.
Aaron M. Evans. You can follow me on Blue Sky and I guess on Twitter at Aaron M. Evans. You can join me on this channel every Monday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific for concentration check. Come do some Pomodoro sprints with me and Yang Yang. You can listen to my podcast, Writing About Dragons and Shit, with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis. Wherever you download Pine Podcasts, and pick up my book, Empire of Exiles, a pseudo-locked room mystery in an epic fantasy setting, or pre-order the sequel, Relics of Ruin, which is a spooky skeleton mystery with lots of weird twists. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsors, Idle Champions, at idlechampions.com.
Hey, I've been Rhiannon Held. Check out my books, the Urban Fantasy Silver Series under Rhiannon Held and the Space Opera Series under RZ Held. And if you would like to know when they go on steep discount, August 26th to 28th, follow my social media, Rhiannon Held, at Rhiannon Held on Twitter and also Blue Sky. And thank you to our moderators, whoever they were tonight.
Yo, what's up? I'm Yang Yang Wang. Thank you for watching our Eldritch Horror Regency LARP. I don't know what's worse, actually, like the horrible children or like the body horror that's happening with Sturge and Florin, but it's all so fascinating and so great. I'm also going to say that this is your last chance to enter the dice giveaway. So use !ticket in the chat for your chance to win a set of dice of your choice from phoenixdice.com. We will pick that winner at the end of these outros. So this is your last shot. !ticket, !ticket, ! ticket. Frozen face, your turn.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlina. I am very excited for the next episode. Wow, that was really good twist. I guess that's really all I have to say. I mean, I could say things like you can get the first of my 2 novels for free right now on Amazon. That's The Jack of Souls. That's about it. I just want to get to the next episode right now. So you're up.
And hey, I'm Trevor Bettis. I'm the writer of Isle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. And actually, if you saw a stream that we did on this channel earlier this year with Adventurer's Guide to the Multiverse, Mrs. Fox now is a speaking character in Isle Champions, so you can go have some adventures with her.
Nice.
And you can find me on all the socials at the Trevor. There's an A hiding in there. And also, do be sure to check out Writing About Dragons and Shit on your favorite podcast service.
Okay, so I am closing the giveaway right now, and I am choosing a winner now. Congratulations!
Yeah!
Woo!
So glad it was you!
Yeah!
Simply the best.
Well, congrats whoever you are, and I will message you. I'll DM you over Twitch for your instructions on how to redeem that prize.
All right, well, until next week.
Until next week, may your word count and your rolls be equally high.